Welcome to Sollers discussion with Amica Insurance. Today we will talk about Amica's journey to innovate product development through Guidewire. But first, let me say a couple of words about Amica and Sollers. Amica was founded in 1907, and it is the oldest mutual automobile insurer in the United States. It is also known in the insurance industry for its financial strength and exceptional customer service. Currently, Amica is undertaking a modernization program to increase their speed to market of rating changes and support new advances in rating plan and data precision. Amica has partnered with Sollers Consulting to support one of the last steps of an IT modernization effort that has lifted Amica to a new level of digitalization. My name is Michał Trochimczuk, and I'm co-founder and managing partner at Sollers Consulting, the largest Guidewire partner in EMEA, also strongly present in the United States and Canada, where we have successfully supported our customers. Sollers Consulting has been a Guidewire partner since 2011 and has been trusted by over 80 financial groups, including several based in the United States and Canada, many of them supported in Guidewire implementation projects. It is my great pleasure to be having this conversation with Matthew Wolf and Dale Bowring from Amica. Thank you guys for finding the time to share your knowledge and experience from the Amica transformation. Matt, Dale, could you please introduce yourselves?
Absolutely. So hello, my name is Matt Wolf, and I'm a department vice president here at Amica Insurance. And in this role, I lead our delivery and operations teams, which include our strategic Guidewire projects, as well as our rating teams.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dale Bowring, and I am the rating service owner within Amica's IT department. In this role, I am responsible for the planning, development, and execution of our rating portfolio, a portfolio that includes our market rate adjustments, leading our strategic projects, including our rating replatforming, as well as strategic projects related to our next generation rating models.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Dale. The modernization effort that Amica has undertaken is a quite significant one. Could you give us some background of Amica's current product development and rating processes and tell us why you felt you needed this change?
Certainly. So currently we utilize PolicyCenter version 7 on-premise, and that integrates to a legacy database externalized rating engine, which currently runs on a mainframe. As part of our larger modernization project, we're actively looking to decommission our mainframe. And so this was really a natural project for us to look at this point.
Adding to what Matt said, our current rating process relies on several business and IT departments. And what we found is this increases our complexity of our implementations and naturally our speed to market. With this in mind, the goal of our rating replatforming was to move to a more modern technology stack on Guidewire PolicyCenter, while also improving the interaction between our IT and business teams.
Thanks. It is very important to properly identify what needs to be changed and what are the goals of transformation. This helps us to prioritize functionalities and backlog. We know, however, that it can be a challenge to obtain sufficient business backing to support the transformations. So what were the factors that allowed you to get the project mobilized within the organization?
So when we started to look at our overall product development process, we engaged with an internal lean engineering team to really look at how everything interacted. And out of that research, they identified a number of organizational, process, and technology optimizations that we could make to improve our speed to market, as well as improve our development quality. And because of our ability to rapidly identify and introduce products and pricing to the market is a key to our competitiveness. And so it was really a fairly easy process to get through the budgeting and prioritization process, given that we understood the importance of this specific space.
Adding to what Matt said, we have historically worked very closely with our corporate underwriting and actuarial departments. So engaging them on our goals and impacts to the process was really a natural extension of the close work we were already accomplishing with them. It's also worth noting that during this time, we had executed a number of agile transformations, which helped dedicate more specific technical capacity to the space, as well as highlight the opportunities to streamline and speed up our processes.
Such programs are normally associated with substantial investments. So what about the outcomes you expect to achieve from the project?
So when we started this project, we really fundamentally wanted to change how we were going to manage the product development and pricing lifecycle. But to be honest with you, we did not necessarily know where everything would land. And this is really a type of emergent design that I think is difficult for us in the insurance industry. But we recognize is that it was important if we were to really take an agile approach to this type of work. At the beginning, the main focus was to obtain the benefits from the earlier lean analysis that we did, as well as modernize our technologies off the mainframe. But as we proceeded, we were able to incorporate a number of other additional benefits, which includes aligning changes that became more clear from a new 3-year strategic plan that was produced by our senior staff.
One critical benefit we'll achieve with this project is a reduction in the number of business handoffs that exist today. Going forward, we expect the vast majority of our manual rate testing to be automated or completely removed, as we plan on empowering our actuarial partners to do much of the rate revision process as possible. In terms of the project itself, we really viewed this as a component of a much larger transformation that included an upgrade of our PolicyCenter version 7 application to version 10, a move to the Guidewire Managed Cloud, as well as an organizational and rating changes in the platform.
Sounds like a good expectation. And what impacts to the organization do you expect with the introduction of the project? I mean, particularly the area of IT and business coordination.
Well, as part of the project, we'll be impacting several areas, including our normal IT development process on Guidewire PolicyCenter, as well as the more traditional product management of areas of product model and rating. Also, early in the process, we recognize an opportunity to upskill our existing IT staff and move them closer to the business partners in the actuarial department. Ultimately, this helps us advance our longer-term goals of empowering the business and removing IT dependencies, while also giving our staff an upskilling opportunity to start to learn and manage the Guidewire rating module themselves.
And as Dale mentioned, we have a macro goal of removing IT from many of our business processes, whether that be in product development, underwriting, claims, or analytics. And the benefit Guidewire provides us is a more consistent relationship between our product models and the rating algorithms. And really, this means that we can focus our development staff on more complex problems.
In between sentences, you mentioned the upgrade to PolicyCenter version 10 and its relationship to rating. Could you expand on what the benefits of the upgrade are bringing, as well as your future vision for technology?
Certainly. Today, we have a diverse set of tools within our product development teams, but nothing that is really fully integrated to Guidewire. As a result, this makes products and rate modeling difficult and often requires our IT department to get involved to support proofs of concept or even small projects to prove an approach. By moving to PolicyCenter 10, we are better able to utilize tools like the Guidewire Rate Impact Testing tool to model our changes to products and rates over larger data sets.
We want to build a fully integrated software and hardware solution to give our product development teams the ability to rapidly ideate, build, test their product hypotheses themselves. So when we couple our Guidewire tools with cloud-native infrastructure, the ability to build these real-world scenarios across our full book of business becomes much more cost-efficient and realistic.
You mentioned the benefits Guidewire provides in terms of product and rates modeling. The implementation of core systems might, however, be quite complex in a country such as the United States, where multi-state implementations require state-specific customizations, and each state requires significant development efforts. What are the main challenges and how does Amica address them?
Well, for our core transformation to Guidewire, we took a line of business and state grouping approach. We found that this worked well for us, as it was difficult to manage a full countrywide deployment due to the technical complexity and training needs of our business partners. When we approached rating, we felt it was a better approach to do it by line of business, as that allowed us to identify commonality across each state and build a common base layer of code. Once we built that common code, we were then able to accelerate any state deviations by leveraging the scale of Sollers Development Center.
Looking at the specificity of the US market, it might be surprising for some people that you choose a partner from Europe. Could you tell us why you decided to partner with us, with Sollers Consulting, a Guidewire partner in EMEA, and your strong digital ambitions? What does the cooperation with a team from Europe look like?
We had previously partnered with Sollers to achieve a number of our technology goals, and we were already confident in the ability to deliver complex projects in a highly self-managed delivery model. Key factors when selecting Sollers were the expertise of Sollers in the specific insurance rating solution, as well as your understanding of the US market. The development team had the needed skills and tools, as well as the business know-how, and that really differentiated Sollers during our assessment process.
As Matt mentioned, we first started working with Sollers in 2017 on our forms inference configuration and a middle layer mechanism for creating policy documents based on Guidewire PolicyCenter. We found the work culture of Sollers to be very similar to ours at Amica, where their development team has been engaged in all stages of product development, from requirements gathering and solution design to product testing, all within an agile framework.
Great to hear. Many insurers choose a different approach, however. They often work with system integrators and offshore teams in India. Solas leverages a European development center model. Can you discuss some of the differences and that you have seen when working with us, with the European team?
So when we work with our partners, we're really more focused on outcomes. So having a partner that's able to self-manage projects is a key success factor for us. And we have used large offshore teams in the past. And in some cases, we found that we've had to dedicate more of our own onshore capacity to actively manage those teams. And in those cases, that did erode to some extent the benefits of the onshore-offshore model. With that said, we have found Sollers' staff to be very experienced in their respective domains. And that has helped us take a lighter footprint in terms of managing the teams.
One area that we found to be a strength of a European development team is the ability to overlap more of the workday versus a more remote location. This helped us considerably as our alignment of meetings coupled with a joint development was far more productive. Sollers was able to operate more as a partner with us versus an order taker. And what this meant is we were able to benefit from their experience in designing and bringing accelerators to the projects.
It was really great pleasure working with you, and I absolutely agree. It is very important to be a relationship based on partnership with your digitalization partner. But before we conclude, could you share some final thoughts about what you expect Amica's focus to be next and some lessons learned from the project?
Sure. First, for lessons learned, I would encourage carriers to take a comprehensive look at how they build, test, and deploy products and rating today. Many of the tools that Guidewire have and are currently building will allow your business teams to truly self-manage much of the product lifecycle in the future. As for looking ahead, we are an active customer of Guidewire Predictive Analytics, and I think that the next wave of emerging trends will really be better data integration with non-standard underwriting and pricing sources. And looking at how to quickly test these data sets will be a key competitive differentiator for companies that can do it well in the future.
At Amica, we have a number of strategic programs that look to expand the universe of data we use to price our risks. Looking ahead, we want to further enrich our existing data to form a more robust view of the customer. The second area of focus for us will be to leverage the advanced product designer by migrating our existing products to it. And this will be an important element in moving our associated product model work out of IT and into the business units, where they can then manage both product and rating changes simultaneously. And finally, for me and lessons learned, I would encourage carriers to invest in the architecture of the product and rating approach early. We made a conscientious decision upfront to identify what we did not like about the current approach, and then found ways to create a more reuse across states and lines of business. Although this may create more upfront work, we will ultimately be better suited for years to come in realizing the benefits of taking the time now to streamline as much of this as possible.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Dale, for sharing your experiences. We are happy that Sollers can support your digitalization journey and we're grateful to continue our partnership with you. The insurance management follows a strong digital ambition, and it is an honor for Sollers Consulting to contribute to this effort. This is another major step for Sollers Consulting supporting insurers in North America. The business and IT advisory, Sollers Consulting, is a Guidewire partner, connect with a team of over 450 professionals trained and certified in Guidewire and supporting customers around the globe. With several branches in Europe and Japan, expanding to the United States and Canada is the next natural step for us. Considering the fact that Massachusetts is one of the most regulated states, we find it to be a great opportunity to widen our expertise in the markets. So thank you again for putting your trust in Sollers Consulting and working with us. Really, thank you guys.
And on behalf of Amica, Dale, and myself, thank you, Mikhail and Sollers, for supporting our transformation, as well as your contribution to Amica's digitalization journey. Thank you again.